Let's read every day. I love you.
DTV meets the youngest South African author who made the world's top 10 list of youngest writers in Africa. What was the first book you remember your parents reading to you?
My first book I remember my parents reading to me is Over the Rainbow. I wanted my parents to read Over the Rainbow over and over again because it was so interesting what that girl was thinking that she could see over the rainbow.
At what age did you start reading and who taught you?
I started reading at the age of 4 years, and I wrote 2 books at the age of 6, and I taught myself.
Hi, welcome to DTV.
Thanks for having me.
How did you as parents foster a love for reading in your children?
I can't say I groom them, but in the other hand, at least I just give them the direction. But my kids, they like to observe. They want to know things. They are passionate about knowing new things, knowing new words. So that also encouraged me to like, okay, this is what you can learn. We buy them books. I just say, okay, you want to know more things, you read more. So that is how it goes.
What made you start writing?
Most adults write children's book, but I was thinking that children can also write children's book for other children to learn how to read, and then they can copy the words from that book and then learn how to write.
Where did you get the idea for your first book and what is it about?
My first book is about a little girl called Titi, and she conquers her fear of the big wave by her uncle and her family help her to believe in herself. And I got this title from a seaside place when me and my family went to for a holiday, and I saw the waves, and then I went in with my dad. When the second wave was still coming, I asked my dad, why are the people looking that way? So then he said, because their wave is that way, because that's the direction. So then I told him, you've given me a great idea. I'll write my first book called Waiting for the Waves.
Tell us about the first time she told you she was going to write a book.
She never told us she was going to write a book. We only knew she had written a book when she came into the room to her mother one day and showed the manuscript to her mother and said, Mom, there is my book, publish it.
And then?
The first book, obviously, we didn't publish immediately, so we did shelve the manuscript. Then she continued writing, she didn't give up. And then when it was on her 4th book, that's when she came to her mom and said, look, this is the 4th one, and if you guys don't publish even one of my books, I'm going to stop writing. That's when we started inquiring. We gave the first manuscript, Waiting for the Waves, to people who are in the publishing business. Then they came back to us and said, no, this book looks very good.
Swish-wee! Titi shouts happily as she runs back to her family. Happily, they go back home. Since then, Titi and her family have lived in their home not far from the beach. Then Titi decided to write a book called Waiting for the Waves, which is the book he just read.
How long did it take to write your first book?
It took me 4 weeks to write this book, Waiting for the Waves.
This is your only published book, but I believe you've written more.
Yes, I have, and the other more are called The Little Mouse, The Little Girl Who Believes in Herself, The Golden Ring, and The Golden Key.
What do you want to study and be when you grow up?
I want to study as a pediatrician when I grow up, and I also want to be a pediatrician when I grow up because I love children and I love healing them from illness.
Michelle and her book are receiving a lot of attention. How do you feel about that, and how do you keep her grounded?
We were having the fear that it may quickly make her miss the important part of her life, her childhood as well. So luckily she's in a school that also has this kind of experience with children that have been pop or let's say famous from a very young age. So they gave us a good advice how to go about it. And she's also very okay with it. She doesn't want anything to be different. Yeah.
Briefly share why you decided to start your own publishing company.
I am an entrepreneur. I own my own company. Why can't I not use that gap to put it like part of my service? But I didn't know 1, 2, 3, nothing. So I went now online and guess what? Researching how to publish a book, how to be a self-publisher, how to... So I came across all those ones. Then I also did a bit of online stuff to like, okay, you must go to this to succeed. Then I say, okay, I'm ready. Yeah, I go for it. And in 2 months' time, the book was out there.
How has sales been, and what are your hopes?
In Germany, the book was sold in Amazon Space for 1 week, 150 copies. And also here come in UK, international is gone. When we got an interview with BBC as well, we printed 1,000 copies. Now we are left with 400 for 3 months. Is it not amazing?
Excuse me.
Yes, madam. You're looking for this book? Oh, okay. Children's book of art. Are you going to do art? Yes. Ah, okay. We as librarians would like to encourage all the learners to follow the good example of this young author. In order for them to be good writers, they must read. And books can be found in the library. It's free to join the library.
You do motivational speaking. Tell us more.
I do inspirational speaking because to inspire other children and to let them know that if they can't read, they can't write.
What is your wish for all children?
What I wish for every child is for them to not show off whatever they do best than the other, and also to not be harmful to each other.
Advice for aspiring young writers?
My advice for other younger writers is to always let them learn how to read, spell, and write, because they know if they can't read, they can't write. And also, if they want to try and write a book, I want them to keep on trying.